Let's bring in Tony Buzbee, that's who you were just looking at. He says that over the years, his office has received thousands of calls related to these alleged crimes, and now he's bringing these cases. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
So, why isn't it a class action?
Well, a class action, of course, is when one or two people seek to represent a class of individuals. These are individuals with, different events, different times, different states, be filed in different venues. So this is not really appropriate for a class action. We have conduct here that occurred over more than 25 years. There'll be different defendants. There may be some venues sued, some corporations. So it just really isn't appropriate.
In terms of what is appropriate in circumstances like this, why aren't we hearing the names? Why aren't you disclosing who these people are?
In every sexual assault case that I file, the first thing I try to do, this is a little different, of course, but the first thing I try to do is try to resolve the case confidentially. And the reason I do that is because these are very difficult. They're very difficult for the victim. It's a rare case that the victim wants to run off and file a lawsuit and make her name heard or his name known. Usually, we try to get an apology. We try to get, this, of course, is once the justice system has run its course. This case is a little different. We're going to file each of these cases under a pseudonym, either Jane Doe or John Doe. Some states that's allowed, some states it's not. Some states there's a balancing test. But that's how we're going to start. But I will say that every client who has agreed to have their case filed fully understands that at some point the public may know their name, and they're prepared for that. And that might be why, of the 3,200 individuals who have contacted us, that we only have 120 willing to step forward. We're going to make an effort to keep their names private. Obviously, we're going to share their names and information with the defendants that we sue. That doesn't necessarily mean they will be part of the public record, and we'll fight that battle when it comes. But I think certainly and probably many of the people that watch know that this is tough and people are mean. People can be abusive. There's a reason for the word fanatic or fan, because people who love celebrities tend to do stupid things in support of them. I can tell you in other cases I've had, and in this case already, you get all kinds of crazy threats on social media. And frankly, I don't want these people victimized twice.
But it works both ways, right? When people hear 120 people now just coming out after the indictment, it looks opportunistic as well. So how do you respond to the notion that where were these people before, and are they just chasing a check?
Yeah, that's always the defense. That's always the defense in these cases.
Sometimes it's the case also. So what do you know about these? Have you even had time to assess them?
These particular people?
Yeah,
absolutely.
120, that's a lot.
We have 90 people on staff who are vetting these claims. We have another 6 former Houston police officers who are helping us vet these claims. Even before we actually step off and file the first case, we'll probably have pretty much all of our evidence packaged. That is the evidence that we can gather. I've been doing this for almost 30 years, and I understand that these are very tough, and these are not something that go in blindly. And this is a case that I think,
speak clearly,
because of the indictment and because of some of the other things that have happened, I think people the victims here are starting now to feel the courage to step forward. And I can tell you, there's still many people on the fence, not just victims, but also people who are witnesses, who want to be witnesses, who want to provide information, but are still a little bit scared. And I think you can understand why.
Understandable. Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.